Hello friends, James Corbett here from the Corbett Report with your Fukushima update for the 30th of October 2011, and it is currently 5 p.m. Japanese Standard Time, so let's get into today's latest updates, and we'll start here with this post that was recommended to me by Ian Goddard, and this is Save Fukushima Animals petition, and just another sign of some of the effects of the Fukushima disaster that some people don't tend to think about, but this website, SaveFukushimaAnimals.com, starting a petition to try to draw awareness to and try to do something about the animals that have been stranded in Fukushima. And there's a video on YouTube about the petition, so if you're interested in that subject, that is all there for you to check out. I've also posted a video from Link TV, which was just posted on October 28th. It's an interview with Dr. Helen Caldicott on Fukushima and its effects. And there's a write-up here about Helen Caldicott and her work. I'm sure many of the listeners there will be familiar with her. And there's the YouTube video for you to view. It's about a 13 or 14-minute interview. And finally, for today, we have day 234 of Fukushima Update. I won't go through every single headline today because there are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of headlines, as you can see. But let's go over some of the most important ones, starting with the highlighted article from informable.com. Japanese government reserves more for compensation than decontamination. And this comes from Reuters. Japanese officials in towns around the crippled Fukushima nuclear plant reacted guardedly to plans announced on Saturday to build facilities to store radioactive waste from the cleanup around the plant within 3 years. TEPCO's recent submitted financial proposals asked the Japanese government to provide over 1 trillion yen in total to help assist with compensation payments. The government has so far raised 220 billion yen, that's about 2.9 billion American dollars, for decontamination work, and the Environment Ministry has requested about another 460 billion yen in the budget for the fiscal year from next April. Some experts say the cleanup will cost trillions of yen. And it goes on to talk about in Minami Soma some of the decontamination work that's ongoing. But the point, I think, is well taken that they're going to be spending even more to compensate the victims than they are to decontaminate the disaster. So some interesting article, and its sources, again, from Kyoto and Reuters, and the links to those are there. More headlines from informable.com. They have TEPCO business plan, raise 590 billion yen, request 1 trillion yen. Sounds like a fair deal for the Japanese taxpayer, doesn't it? There are a bunch of FOIA documents today, one from North Anna. Dominion again quotes EPRI reports in restart documents. And then a bunch of FOIA documents and NRC documents from 311, 312, 314, including temperature in Reactor 1 fuel rods up 50% above normal levels. Radioactive steam could be released from Fukushima. Basically, some of the reports that were coming out on the day and around the time of the disaster. Very interesting. And again, this primary source material is invaluable for researchers. So I hope that people who are interested will take a look through there. From enenews.com today, we have a bunch of different stories, including one about a new super hotspot in a Tokyo supermarket at 170 microsieverts per hour, which is over three times more than that one we were looking at before, the 57.5 microsievert per hour hotspot in Kashiwa. So a pretty serious hotspot, and you can find out more about that not only from enenews.com, but also XSKF has a posting on it. Lots of different headlines, but I wanted to highlight this one. I thought it was very interesting. This source is from Mainichi Daily News, and it's basically talking about the secret at Japanese nuclear plants that they have latent possession of nuclear weapons, basically talking about in 1988 how they implemented a revision to their pact with the U.S., which allows them to construct nuclear fuel reprocessing plants, which can be used to enrich uranium for nuclear bombs. And the article doesn't say that they have been doing that or they are doing that, but it says that they have that potential. So I thought that was an interesting article. Lots of other interesting things, talking also about the 27.1 quadrillion becquerels of cesium that flowed into the Pacific, 30 times what TEPCO was originally claiming. And we saw that the other day in a Vancouver Sun post, but there it is again, sourcing from a French agency that's monitoring that. Headlines from XSKF. As I said, there's more on that Tokyo super hot spot, and it was talking about the possibility of cover up, because originally it was being reported as 110, I believe. Now it's 170. more on that internal radiation food limit that we were talking about the other day. A bunch of different posts. Again, I'll let you go through them yourself. From the Japanese media, we have, for example, this video from NHK.
India are proceeding with negotiations on an atomic energy agreement. Talks on developing nuclear ties have been stalled since the March accident in Fukushima. Japanese Foreign Minister Koichiro Genba met with his Indian counterpart S.M. Krishna in Tokyo on Saturday.
We were again asked to resume the talks by the Indian side. We've agreed to strengthen working-level discussions so as to advance the deal.
Genba told Krishna that Japan will provide all the details about investigations into the nuclear accident and the government's efforts to ensure nuclear safety. He added that he informed India on Japan's position on nuclear disarmament and non-nuclear proliferation. After the talks, Foreign Minister Krishna said he is optimistic about the negotiations. If concluded, the agreement would allow Japan to sell nuclear-related technology to India. India plans to build about 20 nuclear reactors by 2020 to address a chronic power shortage amid its rapid economic growth. But the Japanese government has been cautious about striking a deal, as India is not a member of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
A lot of interesting things raised in that clip. For example, I'm not sure of what the rules are for countries in trading with non-NPT signatories in nuclear fuels. So that's something that if anyone out there knows, please post a comment to let us know. That's an interesting thing. Also interesting to see what kind of information they're sharing with the Indian government and whether they're admitting such things as the 30 times more radioactive cesium being released into the Pacific than originally reported, or the fact that the new study came out, obviously talking about how the atmosphere, there was way more cesium released into the atmosphere than originally thought, and it's 40% of Chernobyl levels. So anyway, more from NHK, Daily Yomiuri, Mainichi Daily, and Japan Times in here. A bunch of different updates. Again, some interesting ones I'll let you check out yourself. And then some headlines from around the web, from Reuters, from China Daily, from Northern Voices Online, from HNN and the Sun Daily. And the HNN has post-Fukushima USA nuclear reactors design flaws to NRC. That's the presentation that Arnie Gunderson of Fairwinds gave to the NRC last week, which we saw in a previous episode of Fukushima Update. So that's it for today, at least so far, as of 5 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. And once again, thank you for all your support. These videos come to you because of you.